please mute. And we're live, speaking of. Welcome to another episode of Avalon, which I've now officially claimed Avalon by night, even though I really don't like that title and I may change it later. The scene is actually going to start off at King Arthur's Court. It's the giant theme park that is just sitting outside the city. Alms has called a meeting of the makeshift coterie for now to discuss some things at the castle. I assume Alms will warn people to leave the security guards alone and just try and get in the best they can.
Keep it subtle, keep it straight. Don't hurt any of the security guards. I've left the gate open in the back, open for you.
So I guess we're rolling stealth?
Sure, make a couple deck stealth rolls just for fun.
Dex stealth. That's a total of 6 for me.
Okay, I gotcha.
Or 6 dice.
I gotcha, I figured.
Don't have stealth, just have larceny.
Well, you suck. So just make some dex rolls. It's just a higher difficulty, so we'll say difficulty 7 because they're just humans. So. I hear dice rolling. Oh, I heard rumbling around.
I got all 8s.
And you...
Go.
That was 3 8s. Bye-bye.
You're good. Alright, you guys get into the castle. Alms, they're here.
Alright, Alms is kind of waiting for you by in a little bit that's hidden back behind the castle, a little bit of a shrub. There's kind of a maintenance ladder up the side of the castle, leading to a small hatch. Come on. One of the guards gets nosy. Come on.
Okay. Well, the smaller one will climb up the ladder. So I climb up the ladder into the hatch.
Okay. All right. What about Tove?
Yeah, once she, I don't know if we came to the round at the same time or differently, but once she sees the ladder, she'll go ahead and go up the ladder and pop herself up through the hatch.
Yeah, we'll say everybody got there at the same time, just because, you know what, the plot demands it. So.
Plot demands. Yes. All right. And inside is just a small, it's kind of a maintenance axeway, kind of like a crawl space. It's about, I don't know, it's kind of tall. Alms has to kind of duck down because it's not as big. Just kind of walks in and flops down and he goes, okay. I think this place should be fairly quiet.
Yeah, that's kind of nice here. Let's sit down.
I'm thinking of approaching the prince about claiming it as a haven. But,
ooh, that'd be good.
That's for later. I know, gargoyle in a castle? So thematically appropriate.
You know, sometimes it can just be easier to meet at my shop.
But this is more fun. What's a good night without a little skullduggery?
Good night. Good night and research is always good. So,
Tove, this is Alicia.
Hello.
Tove will extend one of her massive hands.
Alicia is someone who has agreed to take on kind of a probationary membership in the coterie. We're scouting her and seeing if she'd be of use to our association. So I figured it's best you meet. Also that I could shoot you my contact information. You have it on your phone now, of course.
Yes. Well, yeah, that is good. We should all have that. Exchange contact information.
Now, after Tova shakes Alicia's hand, she's gonna fix Alms with kind of a funny look and say, she asked to join or asked to join, and kind of gives him a look.
He kind of smirks and goes, she was asked to join, air quotes. The particular word would be scouted to join after the Primogen meeting last night. Huh? Back to Alex, it was his idea.
I assumed it would be. Nothing against you, dear.
Speaking of being useful, as she rummages through a pair of pants pockets and pulls out a piece of paper with a funny-looking symbol on it.
What's that? That thing?
That thing. Hey, you remember those? You remember the four in the corner of the tavern place with the scary, scary fire?
Yeah, the dragon. Yeah.
Yeah,
The prince is kind of. I don't want to disparage the prince, but kind of a dick.
Yes.
With the whole fire thing.
Yes.
Yes. Strong survivor.
I find it lovely.
So you would know the prince is a Purah.
Yes. So tapping the piece of paper that's sort of laid out in the middle of them that's, as far as I know, not good. That is specific.
Not good in what way?
Shifting things. Cats. Shifting cats. Werecats things.
Wait. Like
werewolves, but cats. Some kind of cat cougar thing. Basically, basically something that can, as far as I know, gut us. It's not good. And that was on the woman that looked at us after we were sort of gawking.
Hey, I told you guys it was rude to stare. I did say that.
You
should have been doing the side-eye thing. It's very important.
We have to get
now,
better.
Now, what exactly did you two do last night after the meeting?
Oh, after the Primogen meeting, we noticed a group of 4 kind of strange people gave off a weird vibe. Weird vibe, the sort of vibe we could sense in the other room. So we spent a little bit of time, like, counter-monkeying the bar, and, well, these 2 gawked. I side-eyed. But you say they're like werecats.
Yeah.
What would werecats be doing even in Iceland? We don't have cats here, do we?
No, I'm pretty sure you do have cats. I mean, Norway has cats, but as for what they're...
I'm going to throw some dice at this. Because he does, I think, have survival, so he might know if there are cats, like big cats in Iceland. This, children, is why you don't worry about setting up your phone and just start setting up your character sheet.
I guess, can I do a intelligence academics roll to see if I know anything about the fauna around here?
Sure. You can roll it if you want. Intelligence academics, just to know about the general area of Iceland if you really want.
Oh, I don't have that.
Yeah, I have one dot survival. Would it be intelligence survival to know if
for werecats to survive here?
if there's large cats in this area?
I would go more with intelligence academics, but survival would be more. Yeah, survival would be more focused on. I mean, then you could just a straight intelligence check, but.
Okay, roll me a single dice. Let's see if I get a thing. Maybe I'll get lucky. Nope.
Actually, it's only 1 diff higher, so you actually officially just made it. No.
I got a 7, a 6, a 9, and an 8.
Okay, yeah, no, you both know that definitely. From what you know, great cats do not come around here. Small, normal cats, yeah, one thing. Great cats, there's just not, I mean, from what you know, not a lot of places that they would like.
Yeah.
So like polecats, but nothing bigger than that.
Correct.
Maybe some bobcats around, but not really anything too.
And that's even stretching it. Yeah.
Maybe if they were imported.
Yeah, I'm sure. Most of the animals actually from Iceland were imported. So.
Yeah.
You do have a, there is a zoo, and I'm going to assume there is a zoo in the capital that I'm not going to try.
That's true. Reykjavik?
So yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, maybe, but that's just odd. There's not a lot of big cats to really attract anything here.
The closest you guys know of is there are Arctic foxes all around.
Yeah.
But that's about the closest you get.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't see how a bunch of big cats would really pose around in this area. Maybe it was only the woman?
The woman's the only one I saw a tattoo on. But if I saw other tattoos, I might be easier. I'd be able to find out what they are if they are something. Anyhow.
Then again, with that look she gave us right towards the end, I don't think approaching would have been a good idea.
Yeah.
Start a fight. Anyway.
Oh, and Damien, just so you know, probably by now you've noticed the fact that Tove doesn't blink. Especially now that you've seen her puzzling and in thought, she doesn't seem to blink. So have your character take with that what she may.
I know what I take of it. It's creepy.
Yeah. It actually does kind of make you a little unnerved because...
A little bit. Unnerved, yes, but nothing. But it's nothing I can do about it at this point. Yeah. I mean, unless I have magic to fix it or something, which I don't.
Walk over and close her eyes every so often.
Yes, forcibly. First, you'll now close, open.
If you remind her, she'll do it, but after that, she'll forget that she has to do it again.
So.
By the way, what I posted in the gossip thread is affecting everyone. You guys included.
The strange energy wave?
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't dissipated or gone away.
Hey, you guys, can I write down this image?
Did it... Well, I guess...
Hey, go.
Wait, that would be the...
Mechanic-wise is what it's going to do is... basically, your awareness is constantly going off like there's something around you, but it's not. It's going to affect... it's going to affect basically a lot of things for a little while.
Do I have to roll anything to see if this is the thing that we were feeling from the previous night?
Yes. If you want to roll it, you would probably roll your intelligence in occult.
Okay. The 7 dice specialization on intelligence.
Cat butt in my face.
Well. Gotta have that.
An odd spot to stand. But, 3 successes. It is definitely the same feeling you got basically when you guys finished last night. The same weird feeling you can't explain. It's almost as if it kind of feels like there's a static energy, coursing through the air, kind of like, I mean, your hair is kind of standing up on end a little bit, and you just kind of feel kind of tingly and weird.
Yeah.
And that's everyone, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Even
what hair Alms doesn't have is standing up.
Even mortals, are they noticing it, or do I need to make another roll?
From what you've seen, from what you can tell, I mean, admitting that you've been doing a lot of research, so you weren't really paying attention. But from what you could tell, when you caught a glimpse of some of the security guards on the theme park, they did seem to be a little unnerved.
So, anyone else feel like something's happening, but you can't put your finger on it?
Oh, I feel like that all the time.
Not quite what I meant.
Go ahead, Joe.
I know what you
would-
meant. I'm being snarky.
Alright,
Would Tove had kind of felt the weirdness around the same time, like, or did it just kind of start sinking in for all the supernatural creatures for the past couple of days?
Everybody felt it at the exact same time. As of last night, a weird energy surge seemed to course through the city. And actually, at one point in time, the power kind of fluctuated a little bit. It kind of flashed, and it was citywide. From what you can tell, from what you heard on the news, for those who actually listen, it affected the entire country.
An entire rolling blackout to the entire country?
It just flashed briefly, and then everything was fine. But they are saying, from what's been reported on the news, is everybody gets this kind of weird feeling like they've been running their feet across carpet for, days, and even grabbing metal door handles and stuff like that, giving them a little static shock.
See, knowing what I know about places, regarding the whole news report, a country just don't snap on, snap off. It happens in stages.
Yeah.
No one hooks the power supply up to a clapper. That's the thing.
Well,
It's highly unnatural.
agreed.
Yeah, I've been getting some tingles up and down my spine. I thought they were just bone itches, but I don't really have those anymore.
When you saw the werecats, did they seem affected the same way you did, or did they just seem to be sitting and having a conversation, or sitting and staring at you? I'm not quite sure from what you're describing.
Eidetic
They were
memory?
having a conversation.
From what you recall, Allison, the feeling didn't happen until after you left, so you don't know exactly how they reacted.
It didn't happen until after we had left. I hadn't gotten out of their sight. So...
That's almost unfortunate.
Yes.
The better question, I think, and again, they could still be connected, because, let's face it, a bunch of cats show up, weird hoodoo happen, could be connected. How would you say their stance was when they were talking?
From what you recall, it was they seemed to be, just enjoying themselves. They didn't seem.
Yeah.
Other than the brief time they noticed you guys, the female noticed
And then
you
they
guys.
noticed us.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Even then, that was brief, and they went back to joking, laughing, and just talking amongst themselves.
So, before they saw us, yeah, they were, they looked like four friends having, in a tavern, drinking beer and having food. And then they saw us. And for a moment, everything was disrupted. And then they went back to eating and drinking.
Yeah, not exactly behavior that says that they're conspiring for something or expecting anything.
Yes.
For those who have been in the city the longest, even if there are shifters, you haven't seen them in the city, or at least haven't been aware of any in the city. From what you know, from what you've heard, supposedly shifters aren't even around here.
Yeah.
So for a shifter to be in the city, that's your next immediate kind of curiosity.
Thought. Yeah. But yeah, normally, supernaturals like that, I've never seen any of them in the city. I've been here a while, both human side and other side. So, they don't come into the city. It's too big, too dangerous, I think. I don't know. I'm just spieling bullshit at that point. That'd be my guess.
When one has to wonder if the meeting was at the same building where they were just so happy to have a meal. Did they know our prince was there? Were they rubbing it in her face? That's a dangerous thing for them to do.
That would be. And it doesn't strike me as something that was actually going on. If they were actually trying to send a message, I think Prince would have known about it, done something about it. Unless, of course, they're the worst messengers ever.
That, and if they were sending a message, you'd think that the few gawking at them would have been, well, what is a good word? Inhumed.
I don't know what that word means.
Dead.
Nah.
Still an odd coincidence to be possibly looked into. Should at least let our prince know, unless you've told her already.
No, she was busy on other business that night, after the Primogen meeting.
After I was, as you so quaintly put it, asked. When I went back to my abode, I needed something else to do, so I started researching that, and then another slightly more sensitive subject. But, yeah.
Yeah?
Well, this, pointing at the tattoo, does need to get passed on. I don't know the people who pass on that sort of thing. That, and I have to find someone to talk. I need to talk to people who protect my business.
Have you picked a clan to declare to yet?
That's
Maybe the
a
people
lot.
who'd pass that on, but
That's a little bit harder. That's the, sensitive subject. She looks up at Tove, but then looks back at the gargoyle and says, "Is she going to find out anyway?"
oh, we'll tell her probably, yes. But if you want to take it into your own hands,
Better
probably
straightforward.
Be the better move.
Yes.
Yeah.
So turns towards Tove and says, "Well, the particularly sensitive subject is that
You might want to sit down."
Yes. Wait, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Tove. He looks at Tove and he's like, you might want to sit down. This sounds like it might be serious. You might find out who the father is.
She'll smile at him, but just kind of cross her arms and put her very unblinking stare in Alicia's direction.
This is, I am Alicia Garmson. I am, La Sombra Anti-Tribune. That would be the sensitive subject of trying to keep that really quiet. And by quiet, I mean no one else knowing.
I see.
This be why we be saying.
Asking.
Why am I talking like a pirate?
Wondering that myself.
Did you ever service it?
He shakes his head a little bit and goes, "Okay, now without sailor talk. This is why we keep saying asked, because Alex kind of put his little whammy on her to make sure that the anti-tribute part of that statement was pretty accurate. So we checked this."
Well, a runaway. I like her moxie. And she kind of smiles a little bit wider.
Just runaway. Well, yeah, there's that, but it's she recounts the full story, or at least a slightly shortened version of the sire was an idiot, got killed 6 months after Alicia was embraced, and was running ever since then, all over the place, and then eventually ended up in Iceland as a place to hide. Slightly longer term.
Tove is going to look at Alms and just comment, why does it seem like all those in trouble wind up around Alex? Is it something he just collects?
You want to know what? That's his business. It's his business. Me, personally, I love the outcasts. I love the runaways, but that's Alex's business. I think he might have a fetish. I don't know.
That's not a very nice thing to say about your wife. Now come now.
You want to know what? Just going to roll with that one. I already made that joke last night. Just going to run with it. You have that one.
So the problem is finding out which clan I can get into without, being hunted down. The last known options were, the Ventrue and the Tremere. I looked a little bit more into the Tremere. It's not... It could be done, but I would have to be very lucky. They wouldn't, as long as they don't ask me to do any rituals, I'm good. That's, but I don't know how often they do rituals, and
So that just leaves you with Ventrue.
yeah, that is the easier one.
But won't that be...
As nice as it would be to have eyes inside that organization. Hand clench, fist ball.
Pat's arms on the shoulder.
Don't worry about me. It'll pass. I just seem to get this really weird eye twitch every time I or someone else says that word.
That word.
T-word.
Well, that's something I know. You learn something new every day. So, other than the, general all-around weirdness and, shifters in the city, is there anything else I need to be, seeing if I can actually blend in with another clan other than, Ventrue which would only leave the Tremere.
I'm sure there's more clans in the city that have dominate than just those two. Keep your options open.
I remember the stuff I rolled from last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. It's just, that is a limited selection. Because the other two I really don't fit in. One of them being the Giovanni. The other one, being La Sombra proper.
No, we don't want you anywhere near the clan if you're anti-tribu. Someone
exactly.
could find out.
And necromancy might not be the best option.
No, and I have no interest in such things.
Yeah. Well, if that's what you decide, Alex can get you into the Ventrue real quick.
Though I probably will have to, I have to explain any sort of my peculiarities. The whole reflection thing.
Well, that's easy enough to hide. You just don't walk near mirrors.
Or cameras, or a variety of other things.
What kind of our clan uses cameras? Like, for realsies.
Security cameras,
Gargoyle uses for realsies.
This gargoyle uses for realsies, and he loves it. It is too.
All those security cameras in all those mortal places that tend to be run by Ventrue, all those. Comes in useful. Comes in useful for burgling things, but not so good when I get caught. Not one bit.
Ooh, burgling. She's talking my language. She talking your language, Toad? We could do some burgling?
Not well. We did hit some animal testing sites back in the day, but I wouldn't count that burgling. I would count it more liberating.
I'd count it as eco-terrorism, which is what she'll totally get wrapped with if anyone finds out.
So, beyond, well, I guess my clan selection issue has been dealt with. So we have the all-around weirdness and the shifters.
We have the all-around weirdness and the shifters, and we should definitely bring up the shifter thing to someone close to the prince.
Wouldn't the harpy be best? The gang girl, since they deal with the wilds anyway?
Good point.
It's harpy? I'm not exactly familiar with all of the positions.
That sounds certain.
Yes, it does.
Well, it's a good thing I have Camarilla lore then. At least a single dot.
I know, right?
Yeah. The harpy. I forgot what the harpy does, even though it was. She's the talking one, right?
Yeah, the harpies are usually the ones who they keep track of all the kindred within the city. If you go to another city, the harpy is the one that reports to the harpy of the next city that you're coming. They're basically the political face to the prince. No, harpies are just political faces to the prince.
Yeah, the harpy, right? So, yeah, she's the one who does the moving and the shaking. She takes in the rumors. She does the talking. She's the face, right? It's kind of like Prince organizes different people to do things for him. She's the face.
Yep.
Check the Hangout chat. That's what harpies are.
So, we have to take this to someone close to the prince. Another question. How does one notify upper management of where one lives?
I believe that's the seneschal, right? Bill, would that be the seneschal?
It could be the seneschal. Yeah, the seneschal is basically the second in command.
Okay, seneschal's second in command. The harpy's the one you go with any information.
Mm-hmm.
Would that include where your domain's located?
And any businesses.
Technically, you'd report to your primogen first, and then you go up the food chain. You go to your primogen, the primogen will go, okay, well, that's fine, because technically what the prince does is the prince leaves the primogen. The primogen all have their specific areas in the city that are theirs. That is specifically in the domain of the gangrel or the bruja or the tremere. And within that, the primogen divides it up into little sections for the people.
Got it.
So, seneschal is just the second in command, the one who stands in when the prince is unavailable.
Got it. Yeah. Honestly, what you need to get is a primogen. Because primogen handles that shit. You could go to the primogen, give him anything. He'll take it up the line. The chain of command is the hierarchy. Not any of them. Like your primogen.
I don't think my clan has one.
Well, that's why we're trying to slip you into another clan. That's why we're doing that.
Yes. But what if my business and subsequently where I live is not conducive to, well, where the clan is or other restrictions that apply?
Well, it's just a home. You can move, right?
No, it's a business. It's in a specific location for a reason.
Well, Primogen might be able to handle that too, depending on the cloud of the Primogen. If he can't handle that, well, you might have to make some sacrifices. A business can also always
be able
move.
to get your deposit back.
Yeah,
Ultimately,
you might not be getting your product.
Ultimately, if it comes down to that, sometimes the prince can make exceptions. But that would have to be cleared through whoever the Primogen is that controls the domain where your character is currently at. But mind you, that entire section that is classified as a domain is not actually fully classified as a domain. That's where it gets confusing. Usually, it's up to the Primogen to split it up between people. If they don't have enough people, not enough clan members, then sometimes they just leave empty spots for possible clan members who may come in and all kinds of other stuff. So it's there are exceptions to it.
Is there anything else I should be looking into? Other than shifters and, well, the weirdness. Needs a better name.
That's hard to say. The shifters, that's a direct problem. That's something that, really, they're on our turf. That's the obvious threat, though. This weirdness. If it can disrupt things on a whole country, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. I want to know what's going on.
Well, the big...
Alicia, obviously you seem to have access to certain information or tomes, or Tove kind of throws her hands up in the air. She really doesn't care where you get it. Is there any way you could research ancestral sites, religions, cults, something that might have been here before Avalon that could cause oddness?
Yes. If it's... Well, my specialty is all things occult. That I do adore. If it ends up being related to a cult, I have a much better chance of figuring out what it is. Otherwise, it's a little bit more hit or miss. But pulling out another piece of paper and trying to find a writing device. What is the list again? Talking to Tove. What is the list again?
Like ancestral sites, cults. Cults might be easier for you to find. There's things that might have been here before Avalon that might, I hope, not waking up.
So she's scribbling down notes.
She's got a notebook. That's handy. She gave me one of those.
Called pocketbook.
You need paper for stuff? Okay. I can probably write it out of the shop's expenses. Or my expenses. That's easier, my expenses.
No. I have my ways. I'll get it.
So, how long have you all been here anyway?
Me? Well, like I said, I was born in Avalon. Well, yeah, when it was just starting to get big.
60 years ago? Or whenever it was? How far back
Uh,
was it? I don't know the history of the city.
Yeah, about 60 years ago is when it really started to begin to take off.
Yeah. Then I spent some time traveling around. Never really fit in anywhere. And then, well, I got into some trouble with the law. Ended up back here. And that's when I met Alex. And then I spent some time in jail.
When were you traveling out and about?
I guess traveling isn't the real word.
Running away?
The better term would be hitchhiking, stowing away, and hiking.
Hiding.
No, not hiding, hiking.
Hiding on the move.
No, I had nothing really to hide from. I don't really like talking about it. It's human stuff, long in the past.
Fair enough. How long ago?
Oh, I was 14 back then. So it was that way for about 14 years. Then I got myself in the joint. Then I spent about 2 to 4 years in there. Came out not long after that. Poof. Winged finger, net bite. Suddenly ugly, bony, big. Like the big pot. Was never big before.
So not within the past 10 years.
Yeah, I'd say I've been this way for about 25 years.
I was thinking maybe we've crossed paths, but
Yeah.
not the case.
Probably not, no.
No.
Anyway, that's story time for me. I'm done.
As for Tove, I've been here probably, past 10 or so years. I'm originally from Denmark, but I traveled around a bit due to my father's political work. That didn't last very long once I started getting in with the Hells Angels. Or the Denmark version, at least. Then once I was embraced, my sire and I went about mostly poking holes in the Iron Curtain where we could. That was enjoyable. Then we got a little too much heat on our tail, and because of it, one of my Bruja brothers and my sire ended up dead because of it, and I decided to come here to escape it a bit.
Well, as it begins, what? College, so long ago. Getting the end of college, I get embraced, study under my sire for 6 months, and, well, then my sire's an idiot and decides to show too much. Like a giant beacon with a giant target on his back, and, well, gets himself killed. From there, I ran. US, Europe mainly. There's a lot of hidey holes in Europe. Some nice places, too. But 10 years of that, and then what? 6 months ago, I came here. And then I rebuilt my business. Fun times.
Never did ask. What is that business?
Indeed.
The business is my specialty. All things occult. Admittedly, we cater more to mortals, but
We
Money is
talking
money.
like the fortune-telling gypsy stuff, or the book-based stuff, or the...
More book-based and the occasional replica item.
Got it. So it's not one of those places with like incense and crystals. It's more like a bookstore.
Like a bookstore with, shall we say, occultish, fantasy-themed memorabilia that people can buy as they head back to the port to leave here. Occasionally I get a really good book. One with actual knowledge, because I also deal in that. But those are, well, a little bit harder to come by. It's the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. Well, it is. We are playing World of Darkness. Anyway.
Yes, I apologize for the monster sounds coming from my downstairs.
Oh, it's cool.
You're watching a movie.
So.
Really far from loud if we can hear
So
it.
you're into that whole like, it's kind of a touristy trapty thing, like replica swords and daggers.
The sword's more like, knives used in rituals, that kind of thing. The occasional shrunken head.
Damon, I don't know if you can see Hangout chat.
Hmm?
I don't know if you can see Hangout chat.
Yep.
Okay.
We make enough business, even with our competition.
Sure, the college
So-
kids must love you.
Maybe. I don't entirely keep track of that, or when I do, I often, I do keep track of that. A decent amount, but I prefer... There's the touristy thing, which is, how do you put it? It's like the mob having a front that makes more money than the actual business, if that makes sense.
See, I need to get me one of them, like a business, like a thing.
Well, apparently you have a room in a castle. That is impressive. And she winks at you.
That's true, but I had to steal this.
But then again, you can always say you stole a room on a castle. It's always very impressive.
Indeed. Kind of lounges against like a 2x4. It's really just a big exposed 2x4.
Do you have any plans on bringing furniture up in here at all? Seems like it might be a little bit tricky.
It depends on how often it's used, really. I mean, I scouted it. It doesn't seem like they come up here very often, but it depends.
If I have any spare furniture for my apartment, I can always spare it if you need it.
Well, let's face it. There's always the what is it called? The New York charity. People just throw it on the side of the road. I can pick it up. It's okay. Anyway. But no, we need to get back to the topic at hand.
Which topic? There have been a variety.
Indeed.
So who do we want to bring forth the piece of paper and tell the prince about that? Should we handle that ourselves or throw it to Alex? He is the talky one.
I say it's best to surprise Alex with this.
I like the way you think.
Out of character. There goes the bus.
uh,
Do you guys want to do anything else, or are you going to leave it at that?
Barring
I'm leaving it up to
Matt
you
showing
guys.
up, like I've been spieling for time. Barring Matt
Yeah,
showing
I
up,
noticed
I
that.
don't. Yeah, yeah. Barring Matt showing up, I don't know what else they have much to talk about. They have talked about the main plot issues. They need to get information to people.
Mm-hmm.
We need to research more on the electrical thing, the wave of power, and why there's werecats in the city. Um,
so when would be the most, let's say, inopportune moment to pass this information on?
no, we don't want to get him into like trouble, but
Okay,
I'm just
yeah.
saying he does have the most good talky speaky skills.
Okay, then maybe we can inconvenience him just a little bit.
But trust me, Alex is a busy guy. Any little thing he has to do is an inconvenience.
Oh, well, I should go. I should head back and research more things to inopportunely hand off to him.
Just remember, watch for security guards.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, and in case Toe, I didn't say this already, Toe will hand you her business card as well. It's basically the address, phone number, and name of her little mechanic biker shop.
She would, well, Alicia would probably scribble on another piece of paper. The location of her store, and, well, there's multiple, a phone number, and hand that out, and trade informations.
Yay.
More informations, yeah.
Exchange goddamn numbers so you guys can contact each other so we don't have to go through alternate NPC sources.
Yes.
Yes. Ah, well, I best get to finding more things to inconvenience Alex with.
We can't give him a heart attack, so we have to give him the next best thing.
Yes,
You really can't.
agreed. Wait, can we still get... We can't get heart attacks, can we? Can we get heart attack? I don't think we can.
You would need a beating heart for that. The heart has to beat to go into arrest, because, arrest is when it stops beating.
That's true. I should probably not think on that anymore. Anyhow, do we have to reroll stealth to get out, or?
No, it's up to Bill. I need to remember to switch character. I need to switch out of character voice when I'm out of character, so it's obvious when I've gone off character.
Are we re-rolling stealth to exit the scene, or no? We just get out. Okay, we get out. Okay.
You managed to get out. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Well, then,
scene.
Yeah. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more as the plot continues to kick in. Good night, all.